LiveJasmin is a one-on-one experience. That's the difference. It's a very much oriented towards the private. And now the models do often will do things like publicly and their thing. There's a tip menu for that, but it's limited. So, you know, that's basically the allure with LiveJasmin is the one-on-one experience. If that's what your thing is, and it costs a little bit more for that, but it's unparalleled in that, I would say. You have the models that are basically like, at a lower rate, and those are very, very high earning, and you know that they are. Like I've read about one that's a millionaire from actually camming on LiveJasmin, I believe, specifically. Yeah, there was a woman from Ukraine I'd met on there, and I was going through a real tough time in my life. And we'd, often chit chat, have privates, chit chat more. Just their smile was very genuine. I mean, I could tell that, that's, definitely their workspace, but they're very, very genuine smile, very genuine attitude. And it used to bring out like a lot of warmth with me. I really would be like, I don't know, I feel like a closeness with them. So I would say that's up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like just like authentic moments of connection that brought joy to your life.
So we connected and it was really nice. And when they actually left the site and retired, I believe completely about, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, now you're gonna leave, and that's so sad. It's kind of good in a way because she was like eating a hole right through my wallet. But what can you do?
Do you know what she went on to do? Did she?
Oh, I would probably guess because they were talking about a lot of vacations to Spain and other places. It probably went on to get married and had a family, or graduated college and went on to like pursue a career. But who would know? They kind of like, I asked them once, "Can I contact you?" And they're like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, I respect that, but there's like. I wish you well on whatever you do. They actually, when they left, they wrote me and we communicated and exchanged messages, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. It's really cool. And then she isn't the only person I met on there that's really wonderful to talk to. There's a lot of people that are wonderful to talk to. And not just, in business aspect. I mean, they'll take the time and be like, okay, I'll tell you about where I live. I'll tell you about my language, my culture, about life, wherever. Like if you're living in Russia, tell me about something about like life in Russia. What it's like. I'm like, wow, tell me more. I want to know more. Because I'm a very, I study history and culture, so it's important for me to learn about people around the world.
Yeah, that is, I've done interviews with other members and models, and that's something that seems to be a shared value of the site is that both member and model are able to learn about other cultures and places because it's such a diverse ecology of people that are on the site. And so, you could be talking with someone from Russia or Ukraine, and then you get to learn firsthand about what it's like there.
Yep. I guess you can learn things if you try, if you open your mind.
What would you say is the number one benefit that Jasmine brings to your life?
Well, I'm a kind of like reclusive fella in the last 7 or 8 years of my life. So, I mean, I socialize, but not like I used to in my younger 30s, mid 30s. And in my 40s, it's gone in on it through them. I'm kind of, I don't know, keep to myself. So it forces me to like connect with people that doesn't, I don't know. And normally I wouldn't connect with. Because generally I just stick to a group of people, family, friends, coworkers, people that I have to, doctors, dentists. So everybody else is out of the picture. So yeah,
So it's the number one thing you would say is that it's bringing connection into your life.
absolutely. For a moment, yeah. And in particular, because with women, I don't know, the women in my life, they're always really important to me. Most important thing when they're around me. And it's been a while since there's been that woman. And if there were, I probably wouldn't be on the site, honestly, because that's the kind of guy I am. I might explore with them, but not alone though. And the most of the LiveJasmin models I spoke with, they always say, yeah, you're pretty much straightforward. There's no hassle around with you. You say exactly what you mean. And I like that about the models there, that in general, they're very straight to the point and honest. As honest as you're going to get for the industry they're in, which is rare. And that's a real welcome. Like, I've been on other like sites, and some of the models will say, well, I'll do this and that. And then I can see the acting, and the acting isn't very good. And I'm like, hmm, that's very bad acting. So I'm like,
That's
yeah,
interesting. Do you feel like the models on Live Jasmine specifically are much more honest and very clear about what they're willing to do, what they're not willing to do, and the whole situation?
in general, there are exceptions, and there have been like instances where they haven't been, but more often than not, I would say. I would say the vast majority, in fact. I'll ask a question in their personal chat while they're just, in public, and generally in their private, they will follow like they're that's exactly who they are, or what they're gonna say is straightforward. It's really cut and dry for them. I like that. Yeah, so that is alluring for me at least.
I agree with you. That's something I like about the site too. It's very clear the roles of everyone there. There's no getting tricked here. Like,
Yep. Yeah, and the ratings are very telling. Someone who has solid 5-star ratings, it really tells. I mean, when someone's ratings slip a bit, it tells also, like, well, that, you know, I look at the ratings and I focus generally. More often than not, if it's above, very close to 5, you can expect what they're saying is 100%. Well, 90%.
do you have a favorite model currently on Live Jasmine?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What is it about her that you like so much? What are the qualities?
Very
The
playful. She caters to almost every idea I have. There's something about them. They're cutesy, their attitude, their dress. It's just really, they know. They'll send me messages, and they're like, ha ha ha, I can look very cute, and and they'll say things, and I'm like, you little sneak, what are you doing to me? I'll send them messages back like that, and they love that. It's like a little flirtatious, and it's cool. It's
So,
nice.
so it sounds like you like that she's really playful and fun and light and that she seems to want to make you happy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very good at it. She has got some skill there, I have to admit. Yeah, it's rare that you find somebody so passionate about their work, and I hope that they make a lot in their life and they get all that they desire in their life, because they, some people are really good at what they do.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, I, I have the deepest respect for, people I talk to on Live Jazz, the gals, the models, the deepest respect.
Speaking of respect, you know, I'm sure you're aware that the models and the platform sometimes they are judged harshly and unfairly and stigmatized because of the nature of the industry. What would your message be to those people who are having those judgments towards the models or the site itself?
Well, the models are just people, and if you're living in this economy like the one I'm in, you end up at Starbucks, or you end up at Taco Bell, and you end up at like Home Depot, or working in a dentist's office or any other offices. And those aren't they seem like very high paying jobs, but they're very demanding. And these are very demanding. This is a very demanding job, what these girls do, if they really want to make bucks. And I know that for a fact. And the site is a site, and it's for what it is. It's pretty good. It offers a lot of things that, I mean, people are judgmental about it. Why? I mean, the sex industry's been there forever, for
Mhm.
thousands of years, and it's not going anywhere. It's going to get bigger, and it's going to become more elaborate. So what's the judgment about? People want to make money. This is a corporation that wants to make money, and they provide a service, and people wouldn't use a service if it was bad. If it was immoral, they wouldn't use the service. It's been proven for a fact. That's the way the world works. People don't use services that are immoral or bad. They use it because it's enjoyable, because it's an exchange of goods for, services. That's all it is. I mean, accept it for what it is. I don't see why people have a judgment there. I mean, if you want to judge that, then if you want to take the moral high ground, then it's fine. That's who you are as a human being. I'm not going to judge that. So, eh, you know, and hey, I mean, a lot of guys, I mean, I can be a lonely fella. It's an outlet for emotions. It's a way to connect with somebody that you can't necessarily, I don't necessarily want to go, you know, you're going to call a girl for a date and meet them somewhere. Is that immoral? It could be construed as immoral. And at least this girl has control over the situation. She's behind a screen where LiveJasmin keeps her security and in privacy, and she can just talk to you. And at any time, if she really wants to, she can just leave. So that's a lot of power in a woman's hands. That's giving women a lot of power.
I love what you said, which is that it's been proven that people don't, use a site, or I'm sorry, people don't use things this much that are immoral. I'm
No,
sure some people would dabble in something immoral, but it would be so minuscule. It would be a small percentage of people. I've heard numbers around there are 50 million members on and off of LiveJasmin in one day.
wow.
That's a lot.
That's a country. That's a European country.
Yeah, it's a lot. And like you said, the numbers wouldn't be that high if this were truly something that was immoral. And also, like you said, LiveJasmin really works hard to keep its models safe and protected. And so the woman is very safe, or the model, doesn't have to be a woman per se, but the model is very safe, and like you said, has a lot of power.
Yes. Yeah, and then the traditional sex industry roles, they don't have any, well, they have power, but the infrastructure around that wasn't all that. I would say that LiveJasmin's a pretty cool place in the fact that I think it's a pioneer. They've been there since 2001. I wasn't aware they were around that long. So I mean, so they must have grown tremendously. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's pretty all the more power to them. You know, yeah, so yeah, it's wonderful. I have nothing, as far as I can tell. I mean, like, I go to review sites and they'll review different sites, and LiveJasmin will get its pros, its cons. It'll get, like, some models will talk they'll talk trash. Maybe they had a bad experience on there. Maybe they didn't get what they wanted, or didn't earn what they want. I think it's personal experience in that regard. And then they will, like, talk up another site. Maybe they had a great experience there, but isn't that like competition, like the industry itself? It's like, you know what I mean?
I think with anything in life, there's not one size fits all, and like you said, it's personal preference. Some people are just going to value and want certain aspects more than others, and they may find those aspects on LiveJasmin, they may not. It's just the name of life, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time and for giving us this interview. I do like to end the interviews with one final question, which is just, what's something in your life that you're the most grateful for right now?
Oof. Well, I would absolutely say that family is probably the thing I'm most thankful for, because it's a great purpose for human beings. If I'll give you a story, the Indianapolis is a ship in World War II. It was hit by a torpedo, okay? And a whole bunch of guys, hundreds of guys went overboard. Well, old men and young, healthy men went overboard. Some were like 17-year-old guys sitting in the ocean. And, the ones that survived had family more often than not. Even like a healthy 17-year-old boy versus a 50-year-old man floating around there is not very healthy. You know what I mean? A purpose gives people something to live for, and family is a huge thing for me in that.
I mean, so beautifully said. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the interview and the chance to talk on here.